All right, I'm gonna get started. Just so you know, while I'm sharing the screen, for which reason I am unable to see um, the pictures of you guys, so I can't seem to get some feedback on that. So if you've got any questions, leaders, just ping me or leave a question in the chat. That will be much appreciated. First of all, my name is Wei, or you can call me Wimba from Moringa Scouts. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to the leaders who's with us today for all the help and support to get us running. You know, Troop 244 just gotten started, and yeah, and thank you Scouts as well for joining us. It is a very unusual time in scouting with the lockdowns and everything, but we're all trying our best here to give you the experience, which is a very authentic VicJam experience, let's say. I'd like to pass this on to the other leaders, just so that you could introduce yourself. Maybe Stuart, you wanna start first?
Sure, no worries, Wade. So Stuart, scout name is Bear, scout leader from 1st Rutherglen. Been in scouts for, well, most of my life, but only a scout leader recently, and this will be my first jamboree. So we'll be going through jamboree together, shall we say. So really looking forward to meeting you guys in person, and hopefully make this an awesome jamboree for you all, and learn lots of stuff myself. So looking forward to it.
Cool. Now you've mentioned that, Stuart, I feel like I've under-introduced myself. So myself, Wei, I'm, as I mentioned, from Moringa Scouts. I've been to World Scout Jamboree in Japan as a visitor. That was awesome. I was at the previous Jamboree itself at South Australia. So that was a great experience as well. Other than that, I was originally born in Malaysia, and I had my scouting experience as a youth in Malaysia. It's very much different here compared to that in here in Australia. So if you've got any questions about that, feel free to reach out. Stuart is also our program admin. He'll be helping us out in many of those items. Vicky, would you like to go next? Vicky, you're muted.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm the scout leader from 1st Upway. I will be your health and welfare leader at Jamboree, and this is my 3rd Jamboree. We were at Sydney in 2016, we're at rained a lot. We were at South Australia in 2019, oh no, was it 18? 18, 19 I think it was. Where it was hot and dusty, and this time I'm looking forward to being in Victoria for Jamboree at Elmore. So looking forward to getting out and camping, which has been a long time. Thanks, Wei.
Thank you. We'll have Ross next, who had some technical issues previously.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ross from Upway. Been involved as a leader for just over 10 years, came up through the Cubs section, so a couple of the scout leaders are a little bit disgruntled on me on that. Hopefully you guys that have come up through Cubs will have a lot of fun. And yeah, the Jamboree, I'll be the quartermaster, so I'll be helping oversee all the food preparation and ordering and everything else like that.
This is your first.
And yeah, this is the first Jamboree as such, but I've done 4 Cubberees as a line leader there. So I've got a rough idea of what's going on, just on a bigger scale and a lot more fun.
And then we'll have Alan. Alan, would you like to do a quick intro?
Technically, I'm not actually a leader here, but I am at the Jamboree. I will be helping out with you guys. I'm actually on an activity, which hopefully will mean that I will have
half the morning off and half the after activities finish, I'll have some time off. So I'll be hanging around and helping out the leaders, eating all the leftover food, all of that kind of fun stuff, making you rub my feet for discipline. I'm the discipline, that's my role. I'm the whip. But yeah, I have done a couple of jamborees, 2016, 2019, Upway and Warringah actually together in 2016. So Vicky and I have worked together, not worked well together obviously, but we have worked together. I've been a scout for forever. Before there was Joey's, that's how old I am. And I went all the way through the sections at one point. So I've done everything along the way.
Wonderful. I'm going to get the scouts to quickly introduce themselves. Maybe we'll start with Endon, since you are first in my list.
My name is Endon and I'm from First Rutherglen Scouts. My dad is Bear or Stuart. And I'm into a lot of sports like cricket and football.
Nice. Harry, you want to go next?
Hi, I'm Harry. I'm from First Rutherglen and I love swimming and football.
Thank you for that. Kate?
Hi, I'm Kate from Warringah and I guess I like swimming.
Thank you. Mitchell? Mitchell Bax.
Hi, I'm Mitchell. I'm from First Upway and I like mountain biking and footy.
Sam Benson?
Hello, I'm from Warringah and I like anime and manga.
We've got an L for Alina.
Hi, I'm Alina. You can call me Elle, it's a nickname, who cares? And I also do like some anime as well.
You can see already some anime discussions going on very soon already. Can we have Oliver, please? Oliver Minot?
I'm Oliver from First Upway, that's it.
Okay, Leah?
Thank you.
I'm Leah from Warringah and I like swimming.
Sorry guys, it's gonna... okay. Keisha?
Hi, I'm Keisha from Warringah and I like art and netball.
Sorry Ross, can we get you to mute your... Sam Gleason.
Hi, I'm Sam Gleason and I like anime and mountain biking.
Cool. Matilda?
Hi, I'm Matilda and I like reading and beaches.
Barney?
Hi, I'm Barney from Warringah and I like art.
Damien, if you please.
Here we go.
My name is Annika and I like art and playing with my friends.
Cool, thank you for that. Georgia?
Hi, I'm Georgia from Warringah and I like horse riding and filmmaking.
Hayden?
No thanks.
I don't think that's really an option, Hayden.
Maybe just your name, if you please, and where you're from.
Hi, I'm Hayden Klutz. From First Upway.
Thank you so much for that. Will?
I'm Will from First Rutherglen and I like swimming.
Nice. We've got Kai, which is carrots.
Yeah, I'm Kyle Carrots from Warringah. I like anime and whatnot.
Thank you. We've got Lisa and Simon. Did you guys here just visiting?
They're parents. They
Okay,
don't count.
just visiting. Okay, cool. Thank you. Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess, and I'm from First Rutherglen.
Thank you. Last and not least, Ella.
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm from First Upway and I like skateboarding and basketball.
Awesome. Now that introduction has been done, I'm just gonna jump straight into some of the overview and programs. Obviously just why everyone's here. As I mentioned.
Sorry to interrupt, Wei. I think we've missed Sophie and Eurus,
Did
which
we
might have been
miss
off your screen.
Okay. Can you please help me with that? I think it was Sophie. Can we go with Sophie, please?
I'm Sophie. I'm from First Upway and I like cooking and basketball.
And who did I miss again? Vicky, sorry, my screen is
I don't know
obviously.
who this is. It's got Geras. Eurus. I'm not sure if that's their name, but I can't see the camera. So if they can put their video on, that would be really helpful.
Juris, do you want to introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm actually Barney's dad.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That's fine. Okay. I hope I did not miss anyone. Okay. I'm just gonna jump straight into our presentation. Just a quick overview. In VicJam, we've got 2 subcamps, and we are in subcamp number 2, which is green. Just an overview, we have got about 350 line leaders, 4 in each unit, 46 carriers, 522 patrols, 6 patrols in each unit. So for those who are, I believe we are all quite new due to COVID and everything else. We are considered as a unit. We are Troop 244, and in each unit there will be 6 patrols. We do have our patrol list ready. We'll share them shortly. So there's an estimated about 385 scouts plus about 400 venturers, 450 service, activity, and entertainment staff. Next item. Maybe I'll show the map. So for those who are a bit curious, this is the overall map of the campsite. I'm going to zoom in to show you. So we've got 2 subcamp. The blue subcamp is over here where it's highlighted in blue. And there's the subcamp green, which is where we are over here on the right. I'm going to zoom in a bit more to show where Troop 244 is. 244 is just right here at the bottom corner. Zoom in a little bit more. Just right here at the bottom where there's lovely trees are. Okay. As I mentioned, if you've got any question, feel free to type it in the chat. Put your hands up, and if some of the leaders can, you can get their attention. Just ask me the question. Now let's talk about the planning and program. So these are some of the deadlines we have, and it's a guide for us to achieve certain tasks and goals, so that we are well prepared for VicJam itself. There might be questions, and I'm going to answer the elephant in the room, which is VicJam is going to go on. At this moment, we are operating in in the mode where VicJam will be going on with the amount, because there's obviously many camps and activities which has been cancelled due to COVID. But at the moment, the organizing committee is very optimistic in regards to the camp running. So yeah, at the moment we are going full speed ahead with obviously the planning and organizing the stuff. Now, so Ideally, by 30th of September, we've got our standing patrols and our Jamboree unit leader has been selected. So at the moment, it's 18th of September, so we are a bit ahead. We've got the patrols ready. On the 24th of October, we've got a bit of orientation for the leaders. 31st of October, we will have to need our program and menu preferences being updated. That includes the Scout Standing and Project Patrol. I will elaborate more on what Standing Patrol and Project Patrol means. The Standing Patrol basically means the patrols which we have decided in terms of a normal running patrol in VicJam. So think of it as a normal patrol. A project patrol is where people start splitting off from the patrol and they start forming a new patrol so that people with different preferences in terms of project can be grouped together. So there's only for certain activities you form the project patrol, but for the rest of the time you spend with your standing patrol. I will elaborate more on how we're going to get to project patrol in a very short moment. By the mid of November, we would like to have our shakedown camp. And at the moment, we have our shakedown camp planned on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of November. More details will be sent out as we get, closer to the date. We do plan to send that, I think, by the end of next week. And so, yeah, I look forward to that. About 11 or 12th of December, we're going to drop off our gear. So we guys already start looking into preparing our gear, packing them, and everything else by then. Ross is our guy. He's going to help us out organize. And we all have to help him out in terms of that. 29th of December, we'll be departing for Elmo. 8th of January is when the buses depart Elmo for home. There will be an Elmo gear collection day on the 9th of January, which may require parents' assistance to collect the rest of the equipments, which has been dropped off on the 11th or 12th of December. So more details will be coming out later in regards to that. Any questions so far in terms of date, times, and program? Leaders, maybe just speak up because I can't really see the screen if there's any question.
No questions at this stage, Wei.
Wonderful. I feel like a dictator now. We've seen the Elmo map. I'm going to move forward to the next item. Okay, so we are going to talk about activity selection. This is a bit complicated, so I ask for your full cooperation and a bit of a focus. Maybe this screen is not the best, but I'll navigate front and back just so that we can do that. First item, expedition. What is an expedition? It's basically a 2-day overnight activity which scouts gets to pick any one of them as their preference. For example, if there's 40 of us and 5 of us are interested in the underground adventure at Gilwell Park, this is when we will group together and form a project patrol, which we will be grouped together for that 2 days, which means we'll be heading to Gilwell Park. We're going to stay there overnight and we're going to spend time together, 6 of us with the same interests. So this is the part where you branch off from your original standing patrol, which you usually team up with. Okay? So for that complete 2 days, you will be in that specific expedition. You start in the morning and you probably finish the next day about late afternoon. There's 5 options here and you get to pick only one expedition. just a quick reminder is that we really like to have everyone decide the expedition as soon as possible, because the opening for registration will be in the beginning of October, and it's on a first come first serve basis. So despite the registration closing at 31st of October, if for whichever reason Amazing Race is the most popular activity, but it's completely filled up, then you wouldn't be eligible to get into Amazing Race because it's just the numbers has been filled. So you have to have your second pick.
Yeah, some of them are going to be limited. So, for example, the underground adventures at Gilwell Park, they're actually going into La Batouche caves. Now, there's a maximum number of people they can take through those caves per day type thing. So they'll have to limit that. Same with the paddle at Lake Nagambie. There's only so many boats and paddles and whatnot. As soon as they hit that number, it's going to close.
So some of you might ask, well, what happens to my patrol if I split off and go to these activities? So what happened on that 2 days is that the whole unit will be away for expedition activities, which means basically no one will be in our Elmore campsite. So everyone will be off-site at the same day, same 2 days, and all of us will be in different expedition location with our patrols. So which means everyone will have to reform their patrol. You may be with the same friends, or may or may not be. Okay. So long story short, there's 5 expeditions. Pick one. It's only applicable for 2 days in VicJam. Next, we'll go on to the adventures. Adventures are
quick one made their way. How will they nominate? How will they nominate what activity? Is it back through the VicJam website?
So all the registrations will be done by myself, the JTL. Apparently, they do not allow more login for each individual, and they prefer to have just one person putting all those inputs. So one of the tasks which is I require a PS and APS assistant is that they would help us to collect those information, and they'll just forward it through to us leaders, and we'll start filtering them. So it gives, the idea is that it gives yourself and the patrol to have a quick discussion about what activity it is, or if you've got any questions, or who's doing what, and those kind of stuff. Feel free to pick any activity you want. We will have a listing of primary and secondary, where if the first one doesn't get picked, at least you would have the second or third option. Cool. I'm just going to move forward to adventures. So adventures are basically a single day offsite activity. There'll be a total of 3 adventures. Is a 2+1. 2 adventures in the sense of you get to pick any of the 2 activities here, including this, I believe, plus Funfield Water Park. So at the moment, I believe that there should be a 3-day activity for adventures, which is if it's a mountain biking, it'll be 1 plus, example, rock climbing. So there'll be 2 activities plus 1, which is a Funfield Water Park. So this is another item which you will have to this is something you have to decide in your patrol. So everyone in your patrol will have to come to a consensus on what is the 2+1 activity you're going to do. This is not an individual selection. Okay, this is a group selection. Whereas the expedition allows for an individual selection, where we will group you together with some of the other people who has the same interest. So that's 2 days for expedition, 3 days for adventure, and based on my estimation, it's another 3 days where you get to spend on-site activities, which consists of vertical world, water world, outback world, tech world, our world, sky world, and festival day, and entertainment. So if you are duty patrol, it's very likely you'll be on site and you'll be busy running around. There are some activities which is catered for duty patrol so that you wouldn't need to rush most of the time. These would allow you to have some form of flexibility and less less stress in terms of traveling. Now I'm gonna share with you your patrol. So take a moment, about a minute or two, to digest your new patrol and your patrol members. For PLs and the APLs, please, take note of this. Take a screenshot if you need. We will be sending this out later, but we will be forming our small little breakout rooms for you to meet with all your patrol members. So just take a minute, or maybe you'll say 2 minutes to have a look at this list, and if you've got any questions, please put it in the chat.
Has everyone managed to find themselves? More importantly, does someone think they don't have a patrol?
I was going to say, is there anyone who can't find their patrol?
I know it might be confusing for some. So Kai, it says Kai, not carrot. So I know that might be confusing for you.
Okay. We will be putting you in your patrols later in the breakout room. So if we'll be sharing the list as well, as I mentioned. So feel free to revisit that later. Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple of questions that have come through.
Oh, okay.
Try and address those.
Oh, questions. Hang on.
Oh, I'm on mute. So Hayden says, I know no one from my patrol. Well, that's one of the reasons why we're going to do the camp, so everybody gets to know each other, and one of the reasons why Upway are meeting with Moringa, so that you get to know some of your patrol members that way as well.
Matilda's question, do we go in a tent with our patrol? So
Kind of.
You won't be sharing with the boys. Boys and girls separate tents.
So it may mean, for example, if there's a patrol of 3 boys and 3 girls, another patrol of 3 boys and 3 girls, that all the girls are in one tent and all the boys are in one tent. So you'll still be sleeping with your patrols, kinda.
So I think just to clarify some concerns is that I know a lot of us has been through the lockdowns, and we didn't have a lot of opportunity to go with the patrol system. But part of the patrol system is when, as a patrol, we get to know one another and start to forge this new relationship as a patrol. And obviously there's going to be a lot of new things, new people, new friends, and as part of the patrol, we really encourage for the patrol to stick together. So that includes, if possible, in terms of accommodation, meals, and activities. But of course, if there are any concerns, queries, or questions, feel free to let us know. We will see what we can do about that. move on. So going back to this activity selection, I will be making the booking on your behalf. We will be nominating the 2 days which we will be offsite, and all of us will be offsite at the same time but in our respective expedition location. So we have to pick one option for expedition and 2 offsite days for the adventures. Let me see if I could. Okay. People and well-being. Vicky, can you please?
Yeah, so I will be there to assist you from health and welfare matters, your medication, and things like that. And so you can come and contact me anytime from now. If you have any concerns, please give me a call or email me. And so there will be the unit code of conduct is something for you to think about at the moment, and what rules you think we should have about conduct. There will be devices because this year, which is different to all the other years, some of the program is running on devices. So what rules do you want around that as well? And I think the leaders will have some requirements there too, because we do want you to be having fun and socializing. You can play on your devices when you're at home, but the Jamboree is such an awesome experience that really you don't really get to do that as a kid at your age ever again. So it is a great experience. So we really want you to get the most of it. So use the devices for what we need to at Jamboree, and then keep them away after that. So just have a think about what code of conduct you would like for our unit before we decide. Okay, thanks, Wei. I don't think I've got anything else at the moment.
Thank you, Vicky. Okay, something a bit more exciting. Let's talk about meals. What are we gonna eat during VicJam? There's a very new initiative made this year, which is the ability to pick your meals through the apps, and promoting sustainability and less waste. So what do we have here? And this will be part of one of the activities we will be discussing in your patrol. So you get to pick a menu. They will teach you how to prepare the meals. So there's a menu card, and if you need food, it's high encouraged that to go back for more rather than taking excessive amount, just in case there will be too much food. So the question is, what are we going to have, right? So I'm just going to go through this quickly. Normally there will be 4 options to pick. So between 3 to 4 options, and then there will be sort of desserts or snacks. Okay. On the first day, breakfast and morning tea plus lunch and afternoon tea, there's an expectation that we have our meals at home and prepare our lunch ourselves. So just keep that in mind. Have something on the first day prepared for breakfast and lunch for yourself. For dinner, over here you can see that there is 4 options: meatball pita pocket with tzatziki salad and corn. This is way too long for me to pronounce. Meatball sub, pasta, and veggie bites. So over here you can see that for those with dietary restrictions, there are the veggie options here. So it's basically a 3+1. So there's 4 options here to pick. Obviously for people with dietary requirements, unfortunately I think veggie options is just the option here. Whereas for the rest of the team members, there's 3 items here to pick. Now we have to pick this as a unit, which means I would say the options with the most vote would be selected for the day. Okay, unfortunately we can't have this duty patrol to cook 3 different meals just to cater for everyone with different preferences. Unfortunately, it's going to be too much. Okay, so we're gonna go with the leaders is gonna send out an Excel sheet, and you have to fill in your preferences, and then we'll accumulate all the preferences and use that as a basis of the votes to get the priority. Okay, and if you decided that you do not want to do that, I think the leaders would be more than happy to vote ourselves and decide what meals would it be. I'm happy to do that, to be honest. Which means, myself, Stuart, Vicky, and Ross get to pick our favorite food, including Alan. He can have the leftovers.
Which will mean it's steak and mashed potatoes every day.
So usually this dinner, there's a bit more option than the lunch. Obviously here there's 4 items plus a dessert. So you get to pick apple Danish with whipped cream or waffles with berries and whipped cream. Moving forward,
Sorry, can I just ask one question?
Yes?
If they're vegetarian and meat eaters, we would have 2 options. Is that right?
That is correct. And hence what I've mentioned is 3+1. So obviously for the veggie option, 1 is the mandatory, and then the 3 items is where we probably have to vote, because otherwise it's going to be too much cooking just for that. I'm going to pick another.
Hang on, before we go, there's a couple of questions that appeared in the chat. Can we bring our phones? The answer is we're going to have some phones there, but not everybody's bringing their phones, I believe. We'll talk about that as part of that code of conduct too.
Yep. So we might reserve that privilege for PLs and maybe APLs. We'll see.
But we're not going to be doing social media or anything like that, no. Can we choose who goes in our tent? Again, that will obviously depend on patrols, because you'll still be within your patrols, but obviously it will be mixtures. So to some degree, we may be able to pick if there's someone you really want in your tent that's not in your patrol. We'll see what we can do. Okay, cool.
Cool, okay. I'm going to pick another example just so that everyone is across this. Just so you know, the diets are all nuts free. None of the menu items here have any form of any nuts. Okay. Maybe I'll pick a lunch. Okay. So over here, generally for sandwiches and wraps, or falafel wraps, or hot dogs. And a snack, cheese and biscuits and fruit, or pretzels and fruit. Okay. There's a lot going on here. I'm going to send out the list to all of you as well. Have a look at it, give it some thought. This is definitely something you have to decide, but it's not the priority at the moment. The highest priority is form your patrol, decide on the expeditions and activity, because those are the ones where it's first come, first serve basis. Okay. There's chicken parma and veggies, chicken schnitzel, chicken tonkatsu. If there's anyone who's a big fan of Japanese culture, obviously we've got a few anime people here, and so on. Okay. All right. Communications. How are we gonna communicate? This is a question which you might be curious. We have team apps. And over here, you can see Vicky has been kind enough to set us up in Kinaps. So thank you, Vicky. This is something where I highly recommend and encourage everyone to get, just because it allows us to store documents where you can get your manual items directly from the document section, which is actually already in the Kinaps. So you can download the manual in Kinaps itself, and you can view them. Other than that, we will probably be creating individual patrol rooms where you could have a chat with your patrol members. So this is the all member chat. We're going to create more, which is probably your nominated patrol name with the room where everyone can have a discussion in there. Okay. That is basically it for now in terms of the amount of information I like to share with you, just because I think it's a lot of information and I want to give you guys some opportunity to digest that. Our next meetup will probably be talking about gears, which Ross will be helping us with, a bit more on health being, a bit more on program, what's the day is going to be like. So rather than overloading everyone with too much information on the first day, this is just a bit of something for you to get your head around first, Alan, how about some games?
Oh no, I'm not on mute. Would we like to play a Cahoots? Because Carrots, you tell everybody what a wonderful and nice scout leader I am, won't you?
Wait, what?
See? He says you are. He agreed with me 100%.
We had one doing laps around the hall. That was fun.
That was fun.
Oh,
yes.
Yes. We have someone who forgets a scarf.
Oh, laps around the hall for us forgetting a scarf. Oh, Kai, can we bring that in, you reckon?
Yep.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
five laps around a hall if you forget a scarf.
I got you here. So we do that, and then I'll hide my sister's scarf.
Yes, we had to label them properly so we could prove who had whose scarf. But anyway, I would never tell your sister to hide the scarf just so you had to run around laps around the hall, Kai.
I'll hide hers first.
Because that would be childish and immature, and of course that would never be me.
There'd be more detail in the newsletter as to what the next steps are.
Yep. To answer your question, while I've got the kids here, and we'll put something in when we can, paddle away is canoes and sailing at Lake Nagambie, and that's got a great big sailing centre rowing course there, so that's where they'll be doing that. And then behind that there's actually a whole lot of lakes and whatnot. Underground Adventures is caving at Labatouche, so they'll go round to Labatouche, do the caving in there and then come back again. How much of it's big caves and how much it's little caves, don't ask me, but there you go.
We'll find out.
Amazing Race would be similar to the Fantastic Race that's being run at Mount Dandenong every year. I don't know, probably because of COVID, none of the scouts have done it. It's been cancelled the last 2 years, but if you've ever done that before.
We're doing a vehicle-based Fantastic Race in family units.
Yep. And similar to what the Amazing Race TV show is. Captains of Climate, I have zero idea at all. I do know that Myora Park is on the Murray. It's a scout.
Myora Park's right near Shepparton.
And ski, swim and skim is water skiing and I'm guessing kneeboarding and stuff like that being run. That's Annette Cook, I think, who's in charge of that, who's running that. She does a lot of that kind of stuff. She used to run the district, my district's water skiing things many moons ago when she was just a lowly district leader rather than some national bigwig that she is now. But
rightio.
So she's coordinated that. So climbing captains, I've got no idea, but the rest of them are pretty good.